Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Obviously, continuing to react to Auburn's win over Mercer, 42-16. The Auburn will now turn their attention to San Jose State as they will play this Saturday evening at 6:30 on ESPNU. We'll talk about that game. We'll kind of break down some of the things that Brian Harsin had to say in his press conference earlier this week, kind of reflecting on that game. We'll bounce around, open it up, talk about the SEC a little bit, what happened in the conference over the weekend, and some upcoming games on Saturday. Also, we'll fit in a Braves segment if we have time. The Braves have caught the Mets.
136 games it took to catch them.
Yeah, they and I didn't think they would be able to do it there for a while. But, you know, that now infamous trip up to New York where the Braves lost 4 of 5 and looked bad doing it, they are 21-5 since that series.
Well, and interestingly enough, before we get too excited as Braves fans,
Yeah.
The Braves' schedule for the next 7 days or so is a little tougher than the Mets' schedule for the next 7 days or so. So in a week, we could be down a game or two again.
True.
But
the Mets not playing well right now.
And Max Scherzer just went on the injured list today. So keep that in mind too. With fatigue.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
Well, we all have a little fatigue.
Don't we?
At times, I guess.
But Braves can find themselves down a game or two over the next week and then hopefully get it. If you go into that Mets series at the end of this month in Atlanta, 3-game series, and you're down a game, you feel pretty good about your chances coming out of that at least tied.
Absolutely.
And then you finish up with, Washington, I think, is the last series. So
Marlins.
The Marlins last series, yeah.
You got like Washington and Philly for 4 series here in a block.
Yeah.
And that ought to be, so you ought to make some hay there. And
how Mets would it be to be as good as they've been all year, run the division all year, and then lose a division in the last month?
Yeah, that would be about right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Braves 85-51 now. They are your defending World Series champion, Atlanta Braves. All right, going back to Auburn, I don't know if you got a chance to see any of the games.
I did. I got to watch some of it, yeah.
First thing, obviously, the headliner was the quarterbacks, and Robbie Ashford and T.J. Finley. T.J. Finley throws 2 picks. He does after the second pick. He throws a pick. Essentially the last series of the first half. And Auburn did get the ball back, which is for a play or two. And then the first series of the third quarter, he throws another pick that was even worse than the one he threw at the end of the first half. Does not come back into the game. Brian Harsin says, don't read into anything that he did not come back into the game. You buy that?
No. Look, 2 picks against Mercer is a bad sign. And there's just no other way to put it, right? I'm not picking on T.J. Finley, but 2 picks against Mercer is not a good sign. No. And so, we'll have to see how it continues to play out. Somebody asked me, it was somewhere on social media, Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and somebody said, based on what I'm seeing, you think Auburn beats LSU? And I said, well, I don't know yet because I need to see how Auburn's quarterback situation shakes out. And I mean that. Because I do think it matters, and I know Brian Harsin's played multiple quarterbacks before. He doesn't seem to think it's a big deal playing more than one quarterback. We can just agree to disagree on that. I think how the quarterback situation pans out over these next couple of weeks will you don't know what Auburn's got yet because you haven't seen the full offense with the guy who's going to run it. Right.
We got a phone call. I'll make this point, then we'll go to that. I don't know how good Florida State is.
Right.
But LSU couldn't block, really. They couldn't
tackle.
And outside of Jaden Daniels running for his life and doing a pretty good job of it, they had no offense.
That was my
LSU does not look very good.
That was my thought on LSU was they've got offensive line problems and tackling problems, and that's a bad combination.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hi there, Andy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, James. How about you?
I was calling to commend one of your co-workers there.
All right.
Luke put on the best without repeating himself and treating Auburn fair last night when Britt couldn't show up. And then they went to Coach Saban's show for about 15 minutes, and they put y'all on from yesterday morning, and that smoothed it out. But I wish you probably did see Luke. He never repeated himself. Everything he said made sense. It was not just his thoughts. It was he just did a really good job. And he finally gave out of gas after about 30 minutes. He said, we might put two episodes of the Sports Blitz on. And he didn't come back. I don't know. I know he had to get back to Birmingham, but I don't know what happened. And those things do happen, but I swear he really did a good job on that.
Yeah, James, I'm reminded of the blind squirrel finds an acorn.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
He earned his acorn last night.
I'm kidding. Luke's a good guy,
Oh yeah, I like Luke.
And he did. I did catch it, and I've been in that situation before.
Oh, I understand that.
It's not that easy, but
y'all worked it through, and
he did a good job.
Did a good job on it, yes, sir. The other thing I'll say to you is this: I believe Ashford's going to be the quarterback, and I believe he should be. He can do a lot of things, and that doesn't make him a Heisman Trophy winner. If he can run that offense and give Auburn success, he has the best chance to do it. At Calzada, I don't know what's his problem, but I just don't think T.J. Finley can do it. If he took 2 interceptions against him, I could go out here and beat the powder puff girls in a ball game and not throw 2 interceptions. Hell, and I don't mean that ugly. I just don't think he's got it, and that's it that we need anyway. I appreciate y'all's show. You know that, buddy, and tell old JJ hello over there. Hey, how's the new daddy doing? Is he coming back to work?
Yeah, Scott. He will be back pretty soon, I think. But yeah,
he'll be off paid medical leave, won't he? You can cut that debt off out of your books, Ed.
I know that. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Y'all have a good day. Thank you very much, and War Eagle.
War Eagle, James. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I mean, just to echo what you were saying, you can't throw 2 picks and 2 really bad reads, bad throws against, because it's only going to get tougher from here.
There's somebody once said that coaches don't pick the quarterback, the team's going to pick the quarterback. At some point, you'll see a difference when a guy's in the game and how the other guys are responding, right? There's an energy level uptick. There's and look, some of it, a lot of it in this day and age, can they get you out of bad plays and into good plays at the line of scrimmage? And that may be the advantage that Finley has, is the ability to get you out of bad plays and into good plays at the line of scrimmage. But if you're going to throw interceptions, it's not going to matter much.
I think the team likes Finley. I think everybody likes him. I think everybody wants him to succeed, and I think everybody is rooting for him. But is your play on the field is going to be the ultimate factor there. And it wasn't a great start. Like I said, it wasn't. I think he did some good things. He was 8 of 9 for 100 yards at one point,
right.
And he made some throws downfield. That one to Javarius Johnson early in the game. He stood in the pocket. You could tell the rush was coming a little bit, and he stood there and he delivered it. Great but it just, my goodness, it fell apart really quick. I'll give you this one, and Harsin referenced in his press conference 2019 when he played 3 quarterbacks at Boise State, and the third stringer ended up being the conference title game's MVP. Says it's a myth that playing multiple quarterbacks is a detriment for an offense. JJ, it's a myth.
I think you can get away with multiple quarterbacks if it's package oriented, right? But then the problem becomes, after I've seen it a few times, I get it down on film, I now know what package you're running when you bring that guy in because he's not running the whole offense. So, I don't know. Like I said, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah. Never been a big fan.
The next paycheck I get will not be for coaching football.
Never been a big fan of multiple quarterbacks. Spurrier tried it. He probably was the most successful at it as far as winning games, but his offense was never as fluid and it was never as potent when you had one guy back there running the show. So,
that's right.
When you got 2 different guys, you got, a Finley that's obviously a thrower and he's ineffective in the running game. And you got Robbie Ashford who's extremely effective in the running game and his passing skills could be a little bit questionable. I understand the desire and the idea that this is the only way this is going to work, but I still, again, I'm with you.
There's a couple of look. All questions are going to get answered over the next 2 weeks. They won't get answered Saturday. Give it 2 weeks, though.
Up against our first break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
Glenn Smith in Opelika was recently recognized as a top performer in the 2021 General Motors Mark of Excellence program. All three brands, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. These awards are accomplishments reserved for only a select few outstanding dealerships and is a symbol of extraordinary performance in sales and customer satisfaction excellence. These awards represent the highest honors in the industry.
We are honored to be recognized by General Motors for our commitment to excellence. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro. The Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. They are located right here in Alexander City, but they service the entire state of Alabama. Bouncing around the SEC a little bit, hard not to be impressed with Georgia.
If I were an AP voter, they had my number one this week. Because it reminded me, I thought about this Saturday. Remember when Michael Jordan started getting older, slowing down a little bit, and he's still averaging 30 a game, right? But he's, you know, and the saying was, you know, well, yes, Michael Jordan has lost a step, but the step he lost, nobody else ever had, right? That's kind of how I felt about Georgia's defense. It's not last year's defense. But the step they've lost, nobody else has. So the defense still was fast and physical and full of playmakers. I don't think they're going to be as dominant defensively as they were. And you know what? I mean, give it up for the quarterback, man. I mean,
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett goes
The fourth.
368, was it? Or 386? One of them. It was a career high. Whatever it was, and just touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Offensive line looks good. You know, Georgia to me was the best. Saturday was the best team in the country.
It kind of just shows you, I mean, the difference between the SEC and the Pac-12, but really, Georgia, it shows the difference between kind of Georgia and Alabama. I'd put in that category as well. I don't think Ohio State's there yet, but just you know, there was one play, and it was just so emblematic of the difference in the conferences. But that big defensive tackle for Georgia, I mean, one of the better
He gives him the Reggie White.
one of the Pac-12 like all-pro whatever, you know, offensive lineman is, and he just with one hand just says, "Son, get out of my way."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna escort you. Just sit down.
Yeah.
That kind of shows you exactly.
Yeah.
I think we got another phone call. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Guys, how y'all doing today?
I'm all right, Terry. How about you?
Doing fantastic. Guys, let me talk about the subject of now, and that's the quarterback situation at Auburn. Okay. Do y'all kind of get the feeling like I do? It shouldn't it bother Auburn fans that, you know, Florida just beat Utah, great win for Billy Napier first year. Tennessee is clearly trending upward. Ole Miss won 10 games last year. And Auburn seems to be trying to define the fact, trying to settle on the fact that T.J. Finley can be a quarterback. Shouldn't that bother Auburn fans?
I think you got to find. I mean, look, I think that we can argue whether, you know, T.J. Finley being the.
No, it's not. No, Dan, you can't argue it. There's too much. I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's too much proof there.
No, I'm just saying.
Too much proof to say an argument.
I'm just saying we can argue to say that if T.J. Finley's the best Auburn's got, that just goes to show you where the program is. But I'm saying Robbie Ashford, to be a young guy that's never played college football, to try to figure out if he's better and he's more capable mentally. We know he's more capable physically of doing the job. Is he more capable of managing the offense? I think that's probably still up for debate for a couple of games.
If he can complete a dozen passes a game with his scrambling ability, he's already better than TJ Finley. And I'm reminding people, in 2013, Auburn completed about a dozen passes a game and went 11-2.
That's a good comparison.
So people say you got to throw the ball. I know I'm an offensive guy, and I stand by that. But I just think until Brian Harsin can build the offensive line at Auburn that he wants, or Robbie Ashford can bail him out and Mike could save his job, it's the best option he has. TJ Finley, I don't think he could turn around in a phone booth.
Well, I've said since the summer, Terry, that I thought with all three guys, and I included Calzada in this too, if it's close, if all three are if it's close in terms of managing the offense, then I would go with Ashford for the reasons we're talking about. His physical ability and the fact that he's a redshirt freshman who you can have there, you can build around for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And to me, that makes more sense. Now, that being said, I don't know if he can get you in the right play at the line of scrimmage or out of a bad play. I don't know how limited he is in his ability to run the playbook. I would be concerned and am concerned by the 2 interceptions against Mercer. That, for TJ Finley, that's concerning.
Yeah, because if Mercer can force TJ Finley into 2 interceptions, what's Nick Saban and Kirby Smart going to do?
Right. Or for that matter, Arkansas.
Or Penn State.
Or Penn State, yeah.
I mean, Joey Porter Jr. will intercept TJ Finley 5 times in the first half. If he looks the receiver down, stares him down. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's a first-round corner. We all know who his father is.
Yeah.
So it's just mind-boggling, guys. It's just mind-boggling that people want to. What bothers me is that Brian Harsin seems to be more in love with what he wants and what he needs, and he's still learning a lesson about coaching in the Southeastern Conference. And really, the bottom line is this: his cross-state rival is Nick Saban. What kind of quarterback has given Nick Saban the most problems? A dual threat, right?
Yep.
Sure.
There's Robbie Ashford, a dual threat. If he just continuously tries to force TJ Finley 4-7, and he's headed back to Idaho.
There is a thing, Terry, there is something to something you just said about the conference, and we saw this last year in Florida with Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen was determined that he was not going to give Anthony Richardson the reins. He just was not going to do it. Even though it was obvious to anybody watching that the upside to Anthony Richardson was tremendous. Mm-hmm. Billy Napier gets there, and right away, Anthony Richardson's the guy, and it's unquestioned. And you know that paid off for him on Saturday. So I do think there is something to be said about it's a league of talent, and the most talented guy, the guy who can make the best plays for you, is the guy that needs to play. Sometimes it's not about the cerebral part of the game as much as it is can the guy make a play. Right.
But Andy, there's no doubt about this, and none of us know the reason. TJ Finley obviously can get people lined up, can get them in the right play, but something happens to that kid once the ball is snapped. And it's just too obvious against Mercer that the old TJ Finley's too easy to rise to the surface. Old habits are hard to break.
I think it might be a Jeremy Johnson situation. He looked a lot.
I agree.
He looked a lot like him in that debut against Louisville.
Looked like Tarzan, played like Jane.
There you go.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate it, Terry. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you for about 30 more minutes. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Again, that new facility out on, out there in Dadeville. Beautiful.
Out on 49, yeah.
Out on 49, yeah. Look like the parking lot is about to be fixed and everything's going to be ready for operation. Gregory says every game is different. Auburn didn't pick off Mercer, but Morehouse State did. So Mercer beats Morehouse State pretty handily, very handily, but Morehouse State picks it off. So I mean, you get different. Auburn didn't have a turnover in the game. They had some opportunities. That certainly is going to be a focus this year. But he is right. Every game is different, and the game plans are going to be different. So whether or not that, I will say this about Brian Harsin. This is the same guy that benched Bo Nix last year in the Georgia State game. He will go with the winner. Yeah. I don't have any doubt about that. I don't think it's one of these things where he has got in his mind that he wants T.J. Finley to be the starter and he's going to do everything he can to try to make that happen. I don't think that's the case. And I think him sitting out after that second interception and not coming back in was a very strong message to TJ Finley.
Wait, you were told not to read anything into that.
Well, yeah, and that was what we call coach speak.
Right.
That was absolutely a message to TJ Finley to say, son, you if you turn the ball over, you will not be playing. So if Robbie Ashford gives Auburn the best chance to win, he will play. I don't have any doubt about that. Alabama rolled over Utah State 55-0. No problem there whatsoever. Bryce Young looked midseason form.
Like you expect him to. Yeah. I did think there were some interesting things in that game. I think Alabama's offensive line still has a little ways to go. And while the receivers looked good, Jermaine Burton had 3 touchdowns, I think, in the game. I didn't see that kind of downfield explosive guy. That may be something that's still to come. But
Utah and Florida, very good game, came down to cases. Utah had the ball on the 5-yard line through an interception. Give Florida credit. They came back 29-26. How good is Utah? Are they the number 7 team in the country? They were ranked at. Are they really? I don't know. But it's early to tell. But
they are the defending Pac-12 champions. Yes.
It is a nice win for Florida for sure.
Nice win for Billy Napier too. And Florida, I got what I expected. And I'll say this: I've said all along, I think Billy Napier is a big-time coach just waiting to happen. And with his reputation in recruiting, what he's been able to do over his career in recruiting. There were a couple little funny time management things late in that game with him that, I was a little bit confused by. But, other than that, I thought he coached a really good game and kept his team in position to win it,
Arkansas takes down Cincinnati 31-24. As you mentioned, we were talking off air, a very Arkansas kind of performance.
Tough, physical, they play hard.
Again, is Cincinnati a playoff team again this year? No, but
they're a good team. And Arkansas gets a win over a good team. Yeah. That's Arkansas is a problem.
Yeah. Who said they're going to be the second best team in the West? I heard somebody say that a couple of times. I'm not buying that quite yet, but
I think I had them ranked second in the West.
Did you? Okay.
In our picks, yeah.
All right. You're not alone. There are other people that feel the same.
I think they're a 9-3 team.
Okay. Vanderbilt blows out Hawaii last week and then backs it up, gets a win over Elon. I don't know much about Elon, but they beat them 42-31. So they give up 31 to Elon. I don't know if that's a great sign, but Vandy's 2-0.
Yeah,
and they get Wake this week.
Wake gets their quarterback back this week, which is bad news for Vandy. It means that for them to win, they're going to have to score in the 40s. Right. Mike Wright looks really good, explosive, fast. I'm kind of leaning towards Vandy in this.
A 3-0.
Yeah,
a 3-0 start for Vandy.
The 3-0 Vanderbilt Commodores. I think it may be coming.
Seemed like last time that happened, they faced Alabama and got beat 80-0.
Well, that'll happen too down the road somewhere, by somebody. But
Tennessee looked impressive against Ball State, but they go on the road to play Pittsburgh, who had a big win over West Virginia.
Big game there. That's a big game for
Pittsburgh
Tennessee.
Came into Knoxville and won last year.
If Tennessee is going to live up to any level of the hype, they've got to win this game.
Yeah. LSU Florida State. Boy, that was a woo.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, you couldn't try to lose that game as many times as both teams did, and then for it to end on a blocked extra point was just brutal.
So I thought it was interesting that Brian Kelly at halftime said that, we can't possibly play any worse in the second half than we did in the first. And his team said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
But, man, LSU's got problems. Offensive line problems, tackling problems, leadership problems.
Butte problems, yeah.
Josh Butte or Keyshawn Butte problems. They got problems.
Maybe they'll figure it out. I mean, obviously they're, a talented team. They're going to have talent, but
But there's no depth.
This is just a. I mean, you could stamp transition on this year all day, every day. This team is just not. it's got some growing pains.
Yeah, I think you and I both picked them last in the SEC West, and Saturday didn't do anything to, make me question that.
I think that's probably accurate. Texas A&M, no problem. Kentucky gets it done over Miami, Ohio. Ole Miss.
Ole Miss looked lethargic offensively.
Yeah. Troy, you would have thought a little bit more in 2018. Mississippi State, 49-23, avenging a loss last year over Memphis. South Carolina over Georgia State, a pesky Georgia State team.
South Carolina did not impress me much when I watched them this week.
And Missouri, 52-24 over La Tech. Missouri going on the road to Kansas State. That's an interesting game. 11 o'clock in the morning out there. That'll tell a lot as far as a future opponent.
Sure.
Up against another break. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later.
Everything's great. I love it here.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. September 15th, 7 p.m., the Gouge Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Buy tickets at the box office or visit GougeCenterTickets.auburn.edu. The new album, Georgia Blue, out now. Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you just for a couple more segments in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Jim says, I read one of the new metrics for elite college coaches is explosive plays, not as much focused on turnovers like it used to be. Analytics are starting to show the teams with the most explosive plays per game are winning at a very high rate. What does that say for Auburn? Do they have explosive plays with TJ in the game or with Ashford? Well, they had some pretty explosive plays with both. I would say more so with Ashford in the game on Saturday especially. He had a couple of explosive plays in the past and quite a few in the running game. I think TJ Finley may have been, TJ Finley. Tank Bigsby was a little more effective in the running game when Ashford was in the game because obviously you have to account for his running ability. So Auburn had quite a few explosive plays, though. I will say that was one of the things that was nice to see, but I think it's a fair point.
Well, there's no question college football right now is an offensive game. It's great to have good defense, but you need guys who can stretch the field. You need guys who can turn a 2-yard catch into a 80-yard touchdown. That's the way the game is played now.
Now, does Auburn have something in the passing game? Some wide receivers that can do that. I think Javarius Johnson is a pretty explosive guy. They need to find some other guys as well that can do that. But I think there is some potential there if you got the right at the helm. We mentioned some of the game. Early thoughts on Alabama at Texas? 11 o'clock in the morning?
They had like a 19-point line in that game.
Yeah.
It seems high. I think Quinn Ewers is a talented guy. I think Texas will be better this year than they were last year. That being said, if Alabama plays well, it's not impossible, but it's in that neighborhood for Texas to win. It's just they're just not there yet in terms of overall talent. Still need another year or two to get there, I think, of really good recruiting for another year or two. So
wouldn't be surprised if Alabama covered the line.
Wouldn't be surprised if they covered the line, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won by 17 also. I could see, Texas comes out, like a ball of fire and plays really well early in the game, and Alabama kind of gradually squeezes the life out of them over the course of the second, third, fourth quarter. That's been known to happen too. So that would be kind of what I.
Interesting game, Appalachian State at Texas A&M. Appalachian State put up 60-something on North Carolina. And that great Gene Chizik defense.
I don't expect much to happen there. A&M
didn't look great. Now Sam Houston, a really good FCS team.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but Texas A&M did. Haynes King looked like Haynes King.
Yeah.
The defense looked pretty good for A&M, but the offense was suspect.
Well, and I've said it before. I think Jimbo is limited until he finds a top shelf quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think he has that. So.
Ty says, I saw the Braves might get Albies and Soroka back next week.
I would be surprised on Soroka. I know that Ozzie has started his rehab assignment, so I wouldn't expect Ozzie to be out too much longer.
What do you do with Vaughn Grissom?
Well, you got to keep him on the roster, don't you? I mean, you know.
I don't. He went 3 for 3 the other night.
Can he play outfield? You know, I mean that's
we better
the question.
find out.
Obviously, he's athletic enough to play left field. You know, so you could do that with him. But yeah, you want him on the roster if you don't do anything, and it gives you a chance to give Ozzie some rest as he gets back into game shape. When Ozzie comes off this rehab assignment, he's not going to be ready to play every night. And then it gives you a good young player to carry in the playoffs with you, too.
Yeah. As I mentioned, the Braves 85-51. They got one great game last night. It was like BP out there, my goodness. But the Braves end up holding on 10-9. Huge win because that put them even with the Mets. We'll see what happens. They got one more, I think, this afternoon with Oakland. And then 3 with the Mariners, 3 with the Giants on the road. Come home, Phillies Nationals on the road, and then Mets Marlins, and that's your season. My goodness.
Mets, by the way, are up 5-0 on the Pirates in the 4th.
You would figure they're going to, I mean, they're not going to lose 2 or 3 to the Pirates.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Interesting, there are 13 teams in Major League Baseball that are better than Cleveland right now. Cleveland leading the American League Central at 70-64.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to win. It may be the Twins. It may be Cleveland, but they're bad. I mean, they're not even close. There are teams that are somewhere in between 10 and 23 games better than the winner of the American League Central. That's just, and they're going to get a bye. They're going to get that opening, by winning in the division. So. Just kind of interesting the way that
it'll be interesting to see with the Braves because you got the A's today. You got 3 at the Mariners, 3 at the Giants. It's a long West Coast road swing.
Mariners
I think
are good.
There's some losses in there somewhere. Be interesting to see how the Mets respond from last night and just kind of carry forward for the next week. And if they get up on us a game or 2 to the Braves, how does that affect everything? And Scherzer being on the IL for a little while will hurts their chances for sure.
Yeah. Ty says Grissom's been playing left field here in BP, so
there you go.
They're preparing him if nothing else. We got to take a break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around. Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Hey guys, this is Nate Pass with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
In a word, it's chaos.
You'll have to see it to believe it. Whoever said that must have been talking about Talladega. It's a place where chaos mixes with speed, where a town turns into a city, and a weekend becomes a lifetime of memories. It's a tradition like no other.
What a wild finish.
At a track like no other. And after it's all over, you still won't believe it ever happened.
The winner at Talladega.
Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon. We appreciate all of you out there being with us today, and thank you so much to our sponsors out there as well. JJ, it is September the 7th, a very momentous day in the world of sports.
Yep.
On this day, 1979, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, also known as ESPN, made its debut on cable television. And sports viewing has never been the same, and the melding of entertainment and sports has never been the same.
The great Charlie Steiner.
Charlie Steiner was on there, and Chris Berman was one of the originals. And who was the guy that does the? He just retired not too long ago. He's been like relegated to sports specials now. He's I can't remember his name, but he was one of the originals as well. But they were. It was a different world. It's a different world now for sure. But ESPN made its debut today, 1979. On this day, another momentous occasion, 1986. The Cleveland Browns became the first NFL team in history to have a play reviewed by instant replay. The owners voted on it in 1985. They implemented like a trial basis in preseason in 1985. And then they voted on it overwhelmingly in 1986 too. There was like, I mean, all you could do basically was fumbles. Did a guy touch the ball? Did it tip? Did he step out of bounds? There were like three or four things that you could do.
Yep.
But the first play ever to be reviewed by instant replay, the third play from scrimmage, the first game in 1986, Bears-Browns, the center snapped the ball past while McMahon was not looking. It rolled back. Cleveland recovered the ball in the end zone after Walter Payton dove for it. It kind of got bounced around. It ended up in the end zone. A Browns player, the safety, recovered it. They said he was out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone.
Yep.
Instant replay. They said he came down in bounds, gave Cleveland the touchdown, and that was the first play. It was overturned. So the first play was actually overturned. And in true Browns fashion, JJ, the Bears ran the ensuing kickoff back for a touchdown. And the Bears ended up winning the game. Of course, they were the Super Bowl
Who was returning
champions.
kicks for the Bears in?
Gentry,
right?
Marvin Gentry, I think was his name.
Dennis Gentry.
Dennis Gentry,
yeah.
He ran it back for a touchdown, like 91 yards. Pretty, just odd, I guess. Happy birthday today, Paul Brown, legendary coach for the Browns. And the Bengals, actually. Fell out with the Browns and ended up going to the Bengals. Louise Suggs, she won 11 majors in women's golf and was a co-creator of the LPGA. Peter Lawford, one of the Rat Pack.
Okay.
Can you name the Rat Pack?
No, apparently.
Well, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop.
There you go.
There's your Rat Pack. He was actually a brother-in-law to John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
Married his sister. Yeah. Was kind of one of the first guys to be famous for being famous.
Right.
Don Messick, born on this day, 1926. You may not know him, his face, but you know his voice. The voice of Scooby-Doo, Astro from the Jetsons, Papa Smurf, and Ranger Smith from Yogi Bear.
Okay.
Yeah. Al McGuire, remember him from used to love when he was on the broadcast of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
He was the head coach of Marquette. I think they won the national title in late 70s, maybe early 80s, something like that. But he was a lot of fun. The great Buddy Holly.
Great Buddy Holly, yeah.
Born on this day, 1936, died in a plane crash very famously. Gloria Gaynor.
Once she was afraid, she was petrified.
I Will Survive.
Yep.
1943, Julie Kavner, Marge Simpson.
Oh, okay.
1950, Chrissy Hinderheim.
Hind of the Pretenders, yes.
Of the Pretenders. A lot of great songs of the Pretenders. Brass in Pocket, I'll Stand By You. Corbin Burnson.
I am not going to risk this property.
Great. I mean, one of the as memorable performance in Major League as anybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Would not go down on a third a grounder at third base.
Yeah. I am not going to risk this property over this collection of losers.
Easy E.
Eric Easy E. Wright, I believe, full name.
That's correct. Born on this day night of NWA fame.
It takes two to make a thing go right.
Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought they had to be in Compton soon. 1964, Angie Everhart, the lovely Angie Everhart.
Model, redhead?
Redhead,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
1969, Jason Isringhausen. Pitcher.
Former Oakland A.
Mediocre. He's a pretty good pitcher,
yeah.
I guess. He's in Mets, I believe. Shannon Elizabeth, very memorable performance from American Pie.
Yeah.
I don't know what she did. I think she plays poker now. So. 1973, Antonio McDyess.
Mm-hmm.
Very good basketball player. Went to Alabama.
How many years did he play in the NBA? A long time.
He played quite a few years.
Yeah.
Don't know if he ever won anything, but very, very good player, 1974. Mark Pryor was going to be, I mean, you had Kerry Wood, you had Mark Pryor. They thought, man, we got something with the pitching in the Cubs.
Yeah.
And Pryor just could never stay healthy. I think he's a pitching coach of the Dodgers now.
Oh, okay.
I think so. And Kevin Love played at UCLA, went on to play Cleveland. Pretty good basketball.
Yes.
Portland State, 1988. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Back on the air tomorrow, same time, same channel. For JJ, I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.